right now, right? One of the people you're among right now is going to do the worst things to you in life that you never thought they could possibly be capable of doing, right? Drivers Mate Podcast, back with another one. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Check out another video if you could, right? There's lots of more good content in the Drivers Mate Podcast playlist and on the Drivers Mate channel. Also over on CNCCMI on YouTube, lots of short form content, long form content, things that may not be necessarily suitable for our podcast or entertainment style platform, right? It might be more for your wisdom seeking, your productivity hacks, or just life gems and stories, right? There's koans over there, there's allegories over there, there's lots of good stuff over there, so go check it out, right? Also, you can reach me on all socials, Instagram, TikTok, Drivers Mate Podcast. Now on Patreon too, you can request a video be made, check out exclusive content, become a member, right? So appreciate your time as always. Let's get into this. So today I'm going to do another reaction style video. Of course it is, right? Because they're popular. People like them for some reason. So they want to see my opinion, they want to understand what I think about it, right? And sometimes people have sent me these videos, but for the most part, when I do these styles of videos, I will just get a random YouTube short, you'll get my reaction to it in real time, you'll see it when I see it, and I'll give my opinion on it in real time, right? So real people doing real things, help keep freedom of speech free by liking, subscribing and sharing, and it will help channels like mine permeate YouTube and tell YouTube algorithm that you want to see normal people making normal, real content, right? Not big media platform, paid for stuff. Now enough of my jargoning and upselling and whatever you want to call it, right? Because that's not the real purpose of what we're doing here, right? Let's get into it. Let's find a YouTube short at random. What we got? No, that's a skit. That won't do. It's a skit.
Sometimes in your life, you start to spend, and you're spinning up to the next level, and people start to fall off. And let me tell you something, it hurts, it's lonely, especially when it's somebody that you really, really loved and had a great time with and wish that they could be there with you. But you have to understand and realize
quite emotional,
that
isn't it?
toxicity is poison to your wings. It will crash. So you have to be able to say, I love you, but I'm sorry, this does not work for me. Then you get the shit, oh, you bougie, you changing. Now you got all this and you don't want none of that matters. Walk through the pain of the loneliness. I'm gonna tell you something, the higher you go,
this music is wild.
Sometimes in your life,
you're not one of them man that typed in sad piano beats back in the day. You guys know who you are, right? Sad piano beat guys, right? I know who you are, right? Anyway, that aside, that was Tyler Perry giving an interview, right? So yes, we've all heard the idea or the saying, you get rich and switch, right? You get successful and change, and you lose people, and on the way up people fall off and all of that, right? Yes, it sounds cliche, but it's also true, right? And I'm someone that has no measure of great success at all, right? But just in life, as I've gone up through stages in life and I've left certain activities in my old life and my old ways and moved on, trying to do better things with my life, I see the changes in people and I see the negative reactions they have. Some of them, right? This is not everyone, but it is hard in life when it's time to separate from people that aren't willing to grow with you, right? And it's always said, everybody can't go, right? So not everybody is able to eat at your table, right? I'm giving you mean quotes one after the other here, right? You get where this is going, okay? So of course, Tyler Perry is a man that has some level of high success, right? So at some point in his life, he was sleeping in his car making his films, and then now he's got big complexes, compounds of movie making stuff, right? So he's successful. He can tell you this from a successful point of view, right? But now let's just come down to earth a bit, right? Because as a normal person, a normal working class citizen like me and you, have we experienced some level of this? You may have at some point in life, right? It may have been, how can I say this? It may have been friendships, and then it may have been relationships, right? So past friendship. But yeah, you may experience this with ex-girlfriends or current girlfriends, or you might experience this with old friends and even family members sometimes, right? When you decide to make a change and grow, it affects other people around you too, right? If they ain't of the same growth mind state, ready to move to the next level and let go of these old toxic habits and ways of doing things and thinking, then they're gonna stay behind, right? And in some cases, you may even create enemies because you choose peace, right? And you choose to move away from situation. So some people won't be happy with that, because a lot of people have their idea of who they are is based off how they see you, right? Seeing you lesser than them or worse off than them. Now, if you become for some reason better than them, or if you always were better than them, right, and it just wasn't obvious to them, it's gonna mess up their distorted cognitive dissonance of reality. They're not gonna realize that actually he's doing, saying and being the right things, right? He's going the right way, and I'm actually the one that's falling off and I'm behind, right? I'm not moving on with life, I'm not doing things in the right way, right? And he is or she is, and it makes me feel bad, right? So I'm gonna hold them back, or I'm gonna turn them into my enemy, and I'm gonna do things in spite, right? That happens a lot, right? Right now, if you're listening to this with more than one person in the room, the chances are the person to your left, the person to the right, the person in front of you, the person behind you is not gonna be in your life forever, right? The secondary thing, maybe I'm just saying this from a street paranoia point of view, your worst enemy is one of your friends right now, right? One of the people you're among right now is going to do the worst things to you in life that you never thought they could possibly be capable of doing, right? It's going to be your girlfriend, your family, your friends, right? One of them are going to betray you. Just like Jesus, bro. Jesus knew Judas was on some bullshit, but Judas was a catalyst for Jesus to achieve his ultimate purpose, right? So although Judas was a pusshole, he helped Jesus become who Jesus had to be, right? And that's I don't want you to think of yourself in that light. Avoid being betrayed, avoid being snaked, avoid making enemies of your own people, right, if you can. But another thing from the Bible, a prophet is not without honor in his own home, right? If that's how you say it, right? So the people that have watched you grow up, they have a very different point of view to you than the people that are meeting you at whatever station in life you're at the moment, right? So the people that are meeting you for who you are, they can see you for who you are now and who you actually are, right? Whereas the people in your life from the past look at you as little so-and-so they saw growing up, right? Or they're basing your whole character and the idea of you of one action, one subjective point of view or something, right? In the past, right? So they're never allowing you to grow and be who you actually are, or they were never actually looking at you for who you actually are in the first place, right? They had a perspective or a skewed preconceived notion of who you are, right? So yes, you will outgrow people, and it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, right? And there's always going to be a period of isolation, right? When you're alone in your journey of recalculating your own life, reinventing yourself and making a change from your toxic habits to your positive habits, if you ever arrive at this journey. Because many people don't, right? Many people stay stagnant, stay negative, and stay trapped in that same old perpetuating cycle of ill thoughts to other people and ill will to other people, right? We call those people haters, right? Right? You know them, I know them. Some of them are undercover, some of them are overt, right? And you know what? Not everyone knows what to look for, right? And it's very hard when you're amongst a group of very good pretenders, liars and actors, right? People around you that never tell you the truth, lie and do terrible things to you all the way while smiling in your face, right? One of the reasons why you may end up alone in your journey towards success or whatever it is you do, right? Now, obviously I'm speaking from my own perspective, right? Maybe jaded, maybe whatever. You don't really know the inner workings of my life, right? As of yet, right? Maybe I'll share some stories of my personal experiences later, depending on when you see this. I may already have, right? But anyway, people are going to betray you, people are going to snake you, people are going to blame you, set you up, do all kinds of things, stab you in the back, slit your throat for money, right? Slit your throat for relationships, access to other people, like friend hopping, right? Betrayal, all kinds of fucked up stuff happen in life, excuse my French, right? But you have to be aware of this from a young age, that you can better safeguard yourself with the people you choose to interact with and be around, right? You don't get something for nothing, right? Everyone comes into your life for a reason, and they leave for a reason. I was about to give you another meme quote, right? I stopped myself. But anyway, yeah. Elevation requires separation. Another meme quote, right? And an eagle doesn't necessarily fly high in a flock like seagulls and pigeons and ravens and you name it, right? Birds of prey tend to fly alone, and especially in the term of eagle, it flies the highest. And the only time an eagle sees another eagle at its highest point is when it's another mateable female or male, right? Another person on that journey that has the same goal, the same ability, and is of the same nature, right? So yes, the seagull can't fly with this. The eagle can't fly with the seagull, and the seagull can't fly with the eagle, right? At one point, you're gonna have to separate from these people if they're not of the same nature and they're not heading the same way, right? But just be careful, because like I said, some people will envy you, some people will backbite you, some people will just run your name through the mud, all for the fact is that they're jealous or they don't like you or they don't like something you're doing, and they just don't like you, right? They don't. Some people don't even have to have a reason why they don't like you, because they're not socially adept or neurally progressive enough to understand human nature, their own nature, and why they dislike other people for reasons that we won't even get into, right? But it's all to do with perspective that people have of you, why you will lose them on the way to your journey, right? So even if it is someone you love right now, you may not have any contact with them in the future, right? They may not even exist to you at some point, but they may also become your enemy, right? They may also try everything they can do to bring you down, to make themselves feel better, right? About being left behind, right? Or being in the wrong, whatever, right? They feel you've done them wrong, right? Whatever kind of reason they have, they are always among you, always around you. So be vigilant with who you pick to have relationships with, family, friends, and sexual relationships, right? Be very picky, choosy. People might call you bougie, stush, think you're too good, right? Whatever they want to call you, let them call you it, as long as you use your discernment when interacting with other people, right? Because it can make and break your future. We all know about haters, stories of people doing crazy, stalking, treacherous, dirty things, right? And they once friends. Look at the artist Selena, right? We can go down time and time again, right? So just be careful. Use your social firewall, use your mental firewall, and watch them snakes. Yeah, I'm saying, all right. Watch the guy next to you, watch the girl next to you very closely. It can be family too, friends, it can be sexual partners, right? So just be careful. Love yourself above all, and be willing to go alone, right? Be willing to isolate to achieve what it is you have to achieve. Be willing to go alone. Don't be scared of being alone. You were born alone, you're going to die alone. Though we're social creatures, we can still operate and function on our own, right? Achieve and bring something to humanity new, right? I think it was Nikola Tesla that says isolation is the mother of invention, or whatever he says, right? So yeah, don't be scared to go out alone, right? When you do reach pinnacles, milestones in your life, you will see people start to fall off by the wayside, right? Because they're not ready to go yet, or they can't come with you, right? So just understand that. And anyway, I babbled enough. Thank you for watching. Check me out on all social medias, Patreon, sign up, become a member, see exclusive content, request videos. I got you, bruv. If you want to talk about your personal experiences with this topic, drop a comment, slide me a DM, send me an email, driversmatepodcast@gmail.com, and check me out at CNCCMI on YouTube. More content over there. Also, check out the next video if you could, right? It helps a lot with the algorithm to keep real people real, freedom of speech free, and small YouTube content creators permeating the internet and not being suppressed by big branded multi-million pound media companies, right? You know them, I know, right? We've had enough. So thank you for your time. I always appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for being my driver's mate, and hopefully I could accompany you on your journey today, whatever it is you're doing, and just give you some uplifting words of encouragement and just entertain you, man. Well, I know, yeah. So thank you for tuning in. Driver's Mate Podcast. We're out.